Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a T1 heavy tank. It's an American Tier 5 heavy tank, and this one's located on the south spawn of Prokhorovka under the command of Town Terrier 2 of Philo. Sorry, Town Terrier of Philo 2. Sorry, get that right. Okay, battle has commenced, and we're away. And during this battle, he's actually in platoon. Oh, banged into the bishop there. Oh dear. That's awkward. Well, he's in platoon with Razman and also with somebody else, I believe. Yep, TARDIS of, well, they're on different clans. So, anyway, what can I tell you about the T1 Heavy? Well, actually, it's a heavy tank that they only built 9 of for prototype purposes. It's got very weak side armor. 76mm gun capable of 115 alpha and penetration of 128. It's got good gun depression, minus 10 degrees gun depression, but I'm afraid it has got dreadful side armor. Okay, Town Terrier is taking it up to the center line. Churchill's been seen up here. He's tier 5 tank in a tier 7 game, so he's bottom tier. And I think he's aiming to try and get some hits on the enemy going up the hill. The T1 Heavy is not really as good as the KV-1. It's really more of a medium tank in a heavy tank disguise. It really doesn't have the armor of a heavy tank, so you have to only present your front to the enemy, because if you try to present your sides, the shells will just go straight through. And if you can use your gun depression and go hull down on a ridge line, then that's much better for you. And that's exactly what Town Terrier is doing at this moment. He's trying to stay hull down to the enemy just across the ridge line. And I think he's going to try and get some shots on that M6 over there, which is the next version, the next tier up for the American heavy tank. Oh, just took a hit from the AMX M445 on the hill. And that round went straight through the side. Yeah, you can see that. As I said, don't let people shoot at your sides in this vehicle, because they will get you. The shells will just go straight through. So he's pulled back behind the bushes. The 76mm gun is not bad. It has got penetration of 128mm and 177 for use APCR. But it doesn't do a whole lot of damage. 115 hit points at this stage of the game means that you will probably have to fire at least 4 or 5 hits, maybe 6 hits, in order to take down an enemy heavy. Well, there are some enemy heavies on the hill, so you can return the favour on that AMX now. And it looks like that AMX is aiming this direction. Now, Town's only firing AP and HE. But hopefully he will be hitting the side of that AMX if he can find him. Unfortunately, he's unspotted at the moment, so we don't know where he is, but we're just guessing. No, unfortunately, if every time he moves forward, though, that AMX then spots him, and then he gets into trouble. There's the AMX. Okay, and there's also an Eagle 7. Oh, that one went through the engine bay, and that was a high roll. But the AMX is probably, yeah, he's turning his turret this way. So he's probably going to reciprocate for any second. He does have plenty of ammo though, so it's not really too much of a worry. But I think all of those rounds are just hitting the ground. Ah, there's the Panzer IV. He can hit that. And he does, gets a nice hit. And one of his platoon mates got a hit there on the AMX M445. And he's taken out the Panzer IV. And got a round into the AMX there. Who's laughing now? And that AMX M445 is moving away. I think he knows he's in grave danger. If he gets another couple of hits, he's out the game. And he's decided he's not going to stick around. There's an Eagle 7, which is a tier 7 heavy up there, the premium version, and he gets a hit. And he's pulling back as well, but he's still got some hit points. We fire around him, but I don't see if that hits. Again, he's blind firing. pulling back a bit. Now Churchill is moving up towards the centre line, and we've crossed into the enemy area now, so he can go to work on that Churchill using that rock for cover. And there's the Churchill, all tracked. And he takes him out of the game. Only 2 hit points, but it is a kill. And there's a Panzer T25 ahead. We've auto-aimed on, and now we're getting hit. And yes, they're going straight through, but we are taking shots in return. And he gets the Panzer T25. Now, we've got to watch out for that KV2. We can get rounds through the side of the turret, but if he turns his turret at the wrong angle, we won't be able to penetrate it. And we didn't get through there, you see, but luckily the KV2 was taken out. There are only 3 enemy tanks remaining, and 2 of them are located over on the hill that we know of. One of them's the Eagle 7, and the other one is the AMX M445 who pulled back. And there's the Panzer 4H. Now we've already taken out one Panzer 4H. Oh, we got him! We didn't get the kill, but we did do some damage to him just before he was killed. And that means there's only 2 left. The AMX M445, who's just been wiped out by our IS-2. And that just leaves the Eagle 7. And we can't see him, but our people on the hill are coming over the top, so they'll spot him any second now. There he is. And we can get rounds into him. And one through his turret. Can we finish him off? No, the Arty does that. Oh no, it was the IS-2 got him. Sorry. And that's victory. And a useful amount of damage there by Town Terrier. Let's have a look at the end of battle results. And it's a first mark of excellence for Town Terrier in the T1 Heavy. Not many people do get this tank marked because it is a difficult one to play. Mainly because the armour is just so weak. He did get a first class tanker badge for that battle. And he also got a fire for effect for dealing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle. And it was a lot of damage actually if you think about it. Because just look at the number of tanks that he actually did hit. So let's have a look at team score. Well, according to this, he also did get the highest damage in the battle. He got 1,353 hit points of damage during that battle, which is more than the M44 on the enemy team, which got 1,259, and more than the IS-2 on his own team, who managed to get 1,308. When it came to kills, it was the IS-2 who managed to get the best. He managed to get 4 kills. Then came Town Terrier with 3, and the Churchill 1 on the enemy team with 3. And when it came to base XP, it was the M18 Hellcat who managed to get the highest amount, 857. And then Town Terrier came in with 744, mostly because he was a tier 5 in a tier 7 game. And he was hitting tier 7 opponents and getting penetrations on them. So that's why he earned much more XP than you'd otherwise think. The next highest scorer was the Panzer 4H on their team with 734. If we look at detail report, he fired 40 rounds during that battle. A lot of those rounds were fired into the dirt because he couldn't actually see where the enemy was on the hill. So he was just blind firing in the hope that it would actually hit the target. He got 18 direct hits, 13 penetrations. Again, some of those targets we were shooting at were at long range. And the shot that he fired at the KV2 was unfortunate because at the time that he fired, it went into the turret which was angled. And of course, then the penetration becomes very difficult on an angled turret from the KV2. But he did do damage of 1,353 hit points, of which 1,012 was at more than 300 meters. Those were the tanks up on the hill. He received 6 hits from the enemy. 4 of them were penetrations, 2 non-penetrations. Again, most of those shots went straight through the side of the hull, and it shows that you have to keep your front to the enemy, or at least angle the tank sufficiently so that the enemy can't penetrate your sides, because if they can penetrate your sides, the shells will go through. He blocked damage of 110 hit points, and I think those shells did actually hit the tracks. He damaged 7 of the enemy, he killed 3 of them, and he caused damage assistance of 199 hit points. On a premium account, he earned 30,785 credits, and he got a reward for mission completion of 15,393 credits, bringing up a total of 46,178. And after repair, ammunition resupply, and there wasn't any consumables because he didn't use any, so he took home a total of 38,946 credits from that battle. He earned 1,116 XP, times 2 for the first victory of the day, got 558 for mission completion and 558 for personal reserves, meaning his total came to 3,348 experience points altogether. So a particularly successful battle, considering this is a T1 heavy, and T1 heavies are very, very difficult to play. But Town Harrier has now got his first mark on this tank, which not a lot of people do have, because they don't take the time to play this sufficiently to get that first mark. They roll straight through this tank and straight into the M6 as quickly as they can, because the T1 is very, very difficult. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.